Distinguished adventurers, welcome to the sketching hour for the Trials of Tiamat special week of streaming, day of streaming. I don't know, it feels like a week of streaming. I don't know. It's exciting. My name is Lauren. This is the second time I've been on stream today, and I am wishing that I had a lot more coffee. But I have two amazing artists here with me today. We're going to do something that's ridiculously awesome, and I am excited. Michelle, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Michelle Papadopoulos. I'm one of the artists on Untitled Champions, and today is going to be so fun.
Absolutely. And Alexis?
Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm the art lead for Idle Champions, and I'm also super excited for today.
For those of you who are new to this show, what we normally do is we roll on these rolling tables right over here, a monster, an adjective, and a cute animal. Our two artists then mash those together into a new creature, and while they're doing that and draw that creature, I work with the chat to come up with backstory for the creature, or what it likes to eat, or what its name is. And today we're doing that, except because this is the Trials of Tiamat week, we're doing something a little extra special. I'm just going to come over here. We're going to start with a red head. This looks like a dragon, but what this is the beginnings of Tiamat. Except it's not going to be Tiamat by the end. Michelle has 2 heads, Alexis has 2 heads, and the other 4 heads of this Tiamat are going to be brand new heads that they're going to roll on these tables. How's it going to work? It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. So, in order to give them as much time as possible, that is all the explanation I'm going to give. We're going to get to rolling. For those of you who are curious, we're going to start by rolling the adjective and the cute animal heads. Michelle has the white head and Alexis has the green head. Would you please go ahead and roll and let me know what you get? Okay. Yes, legally distinct Tiamat. Thank you, Mars. And now we get to listen to all of the rolling.
Okay. I got a 6 for with teeth. And a 5 for lemur.
A lemur with teeth. Okay. And Michelle, what'd you get?
I got a 14 for leafy and a natural 20 for eagle.
Hey. Well, congratulations on the natural 20. We will come back to the rolling tables after they've had a little bit of a chance to draw this first head. And the second head that each of them will be drawing will be an adjective and a monster. So we'll be rolling again shortly. But for the moment, we have a leafy eagle and a with teeth lemur. You know, we knew that with teeth was going to show up at some point. Here it is. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right. And so as our two artists get going, I'm going to come back over here, not just to show off our rolling tables, but also to remind all of you, you can get Deacon! Worm Speaker Deacon! Yay! Trials of Mount Tiamat. All kinds of funness. If you have not unlocked Deacon yet in your game, now you can. Use the code Trials of Mount Tiamat, and you will get Deacon. You'll get the Worm Speaker Deacon with the adorable wings and 3 gold Deacon chests. And if you are new to the game and have not unlocked Deacon yet, Deacon is amazing. Deacon the Bard. There's a whole Bardic Inspiration song about Deacon. Absolutely enjoy. So, but for the moment, Deacon's going to go back away to rolling tables. We will come over here, and at a less frantic pace, I will now continue to describe for our newer watchers and listeners basically by showing you what we did last week. So last week, although it was also a special week, we did Hoof and Woof Week because we were celebrating the release of Fenris, the direwolf pup for the Take This charity. But that was a slightly more normal rolling table thing. The difference being that the rolling tables included nothing but types of dogs and types of creatures with hooves. Horses and dogs, that kind of thing. And so these were the 2 adorable pups that came up. Oh, look at them. I still kind of want, yeah. So Steampunk came up, and I think we had a Rhodesian Ridgeback and a Shepherd, right?
Australian Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd, yes. And they are adorable, and we love them so much. We also had some fan art. Banana Mobster was back on Twitter with their own dog. Look at this good boy.
That's awesome.
Look at
so good.
it's like Captain America Falcon wings. Those are amazing. Yeah.
I bet he's got an intense backstory.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot going on with this good boy, and I love him. So yes, that's if you are interested in joining on the Sketching Hour Joy, if you would like to draw your own, then please join us. Use the hashtag Sketching Hour, or just tell us on social media. I'll put our socials in the chat for all of our listeners at home and watchers. And definitely post it on social media, post it in our Discord. We have a whole art channel in our Discord, and we love seeing what people come up with. And now that I've got all of that funness out of the way, I would like to thank Martin, who is our moderator for today. A moderator / producer / awesome person helping out in chat. If you have any questions for me, for the artists, for the Idle Champions community, about art, about Idle Champions, about the day, about my lamps. Yes, I got a second one. I got two. They're not equidistant from my head, and this one is having some issues. We'll work on that. But if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in chat. Start it with question in all caps so that it's easier for Martin to grab it, and they will be grabbing it and putting it in a backstage document that we can access. I do try to keep an eye on the chat, but that way if I'm doing something else and I miss your question, Martin's got your back. And we already have questions, so I'm just going to run into this. Ed Ladd wants to know, the music is really relaxing. What is it? What is the music that I have for this show? This is Autumn Forest. So I've forgotten the name of the older game. This is
Shards of Titan.
Thank you. This is music from Shards of Titan, which was a previous C&E game. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure I had that correct. That was a game that was before my time. But the music, yeah, it's lovely and relaxing, and it kind of fits with the aesthetic of this show. So that's what we've got for our background music. Thanks for asking. Xavier Keith says Tiamat equals Tia Magnificent. I'm just gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste that into my own document, because that might be the name of this creature, is Tia Magnificent. I love it.
It's a great name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I am impressed, and I'm just gonna copy paste it because I don't know if I could spell that again without some help. All right, Cassius 335. Shame it's not an owl head and a wolf head, so you could call it the Sketching Howl. I mean, now I kind of want to do that just as a regular head, like not a Tiamat, not outside of the whole Tiamat thing. I kind of just want somehow for us to get an owl and a wolf, so you could call it the Sketching Howl.
Maybe for our anniversary show, we can do the Sketching Howl.
There we go. Didn't we already had an idea for, our anniversary? Are you talking about the 4th anniversary of Idle Champions, or are you talking about an anniversary of the Sketching Hour?
Of the Sketching Hour specifically.
Okay. I totally was like, I think we already have what we're doing next week figured out.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Secret.
It has been a busy day, and I got a little confused, but that's okay. Oh, geez. Garwar says, this is a Tia. Oh, my God. What is it? Please make it go away. I was going to disagree, and I was going to say this could be awesome. But I'm now looking at this with teeth lemur that's going on. and I love it so much, and I'm also terrified. That's it. I love that smile so much. Oh.
We knew it was going to happen when that adjective came up. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise that we've got
nope.
this beautiful creature.
Yep. For those at home that were wondering, I didn't put it on the list, but the indication when the adjective with teeth came up is it's with human teeth, because that's just the creepiest. Something that shouldn't normally have human teeth having human teeth. Yeah. Oof. Coffeena says, I want both as familiars. Yeah. I mean, maybe this will be an alternate reality Tiamat that one day we'll have to face, is what we're drawing right here. I mean, I'd be terrified just with those teeth. Absolutely. Yeah, TTRP Gifts says, this is terrifying, and I love it. I agree. Yes. Andromech says, wasn't it a blue lamp last time? Yes. So these they cycle through colors, and you can pause the colors at any point. And the nice thing about the cycling, I like the cycling. I think it's very relaxing. It goes through like the rainbow of colors. The problem with the cycling, and you'll kind of notice it on this one a little bit, like, this isn't something I see in real life. This is an issue where some of the colors end up flickering on camera. And in a moment, I'm just going to have to go back there and shove this off screen, because it is starting to make me upset that it's doing this flickering thing. So I don't necessarily like having the lamps on the mode in where they cycle through the colors, because what happens is they reach certain frequencies, certain wavelengths, and then they're like, ah, and they do that. So I've been enjoying putting them both on a color, or as close to it as I can, because it's not an exact science. It's a one button thing. Turn it on, stop it at a color, turn it off. But yeah, so I had them on blue earlier today, and this time I thought I'd go with like an orangey yellow. I need to fix this lamp. This lamp is, it's so bad. It is. I feel like I need to put up a warning about strobe effects or something. It is not good. If I walk back there, Michelle and Alexis, are you okay with taking over the chat or taking over talking for like 30 seconds?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go fix this.
Now the 30 seconds of silence begins.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So-
sometimes hang out and draw together. And we're like, let's hang out, draw together. We can chat and have coffee and stuff, and then we end up just sitting there in silence the entire time.
Yeah. That's why we definitely needed a host like Lauren to come on board for this show, or else it would just be like the quiet hour.
Yeah, we were thinking about like maybe just the two of us doing it, but we're like, no, that's not gonna work.
No. It's always fun to chat with everyone, but there definitely gets like there's times when we get really, really involved with what we're drawing, and then the talking doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They are not the same color anymore, but it's not flashing anymore, and so I feel better. And sometimes that's all that matters, is that it's better. Yeah. I apologize to everyone at home for the flickering of my lamp. It's not an exact science. You literally press a button and it just starts to shift, and then you just have to get it at the right time, and there you go. Okay, back to real questions. But thank you for asking about my lights. I appreciate it. Oh, Andrew wants to know, what numbers did your lights roll? So they have the ampersand, the ampersand on the 20, because they're officially licensed Dungeons and Dragons lamps. I think the way you're supposed to have it is that the 20 is on top, as though you had rolled the 20, because the thing that actually activates the light and the plug-in for it is at the very bottom. But here's the thing. You can't, from here, from this angle, or from, me, when I'm sitting here, you can't see the very top of this lamp, and so you can't see the 20. And I wanted the ampersand to be showing, even though you can't see it because it's lit up and cameras. So I think one of them's a 16 and one of them's an 18. But that's, I don't want to be tempting the fates by having two 20s behind me at all times.
That's totally fair. I like to leave my dice with the 20s facing upwards, so they can remember Remember the 20s.
Are both of you superstitious in those ways? Michelle, do you have any dice superstitions?
No, I don't think so. I just use the same one over and over again. Alexis got it for me, actually.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And Alexis, you
unicorn
just have to have the 20 facing up, eh?
Yeah, if I'm like putting them back in like their dice holder or something, I try to make the 20 face up. I also hope behind, like, you can't see, but I've got a big jar of dice behind me, and they're just like, obviously not all in the 20s because it's just a jar full of dice.
It's just a jar of dice.
Yep.
I like having the 20 up when I put them, either when I've got them seated out or away in a holder. That's just an aesthetic thing. Like, I don't believe that actually helps with the rolling. I actually don't have any dice superstitions. I don't care if people touch my dice. I'm not one of those people who believes that once you roll a natural 20 that you've used it up, or if that you roll a 1 that you've gotten rid of it. I'm not one of those people. I'm surprised when certain things happen because I know of statistical probabilities, but other than that, I'm just like, it's dice. Dice happen. But yeah, I know a lot of people who do.
Yeah, it's not so much that I believe that it makes a difference, but it's just kind of fun in a way. Like,
I mean, that's, yeah. Oh, Martin is putting into chat that he does the same thing and have the 20 face up. So yeah, I think even if, whether it's a superstitious or not, I think that's just it's a presentational thing. You know, it's like the fact that when you see clocks, the 12 is always at the top or things like that. It's an aesthetic. It's nice. Oh, Martin is confirming that he is very superstitious about the dice. I mean, hey, listen, as long as you're having fun, I am not going to, and I know way too many people who are superstitious in a bunch of different ways about their dice. I mean, I remember playing with people who, you could not touch their dice. And if you were the DM, I had players who freaked out when they learned that I was using the same dice that I had played with that I was DMing with. They're like, you can't do that. Why? Because they're learning bad habits. I'm like, they're dice.
I have like a set of DM dice, but it's not because it needs to be separate. It's just like they're blue with like little foil stars in them, and I'm like, that seems like a DM kind of dice.
Yeah, I mean that's a, once again, I don't know if that's a superstition thing. That just feels like an aesthetic thing. Like, hey, these are
totally.
Like, I have a couple sets of dice that are my Orkira dice that I probably won't use for other characters because they're visually tied to that character. But I mean, once again, that has nothing to do with superstition. That's aesthetics. So
yep.
Let's see. Ooh, geesh, I looked away from the questions and there's a bunch. The lurking writer wants to know, is it the Kevin head or King Ghidorah? If so, I'm all for it. King Ghidorah. Ghidorah? Am I saying that correctly? Is that a ooh. I might be showing my age. Is that a Godzilla reference?
I think so.
Okay. Star Chaser 43. Have you started a Trials of Tiamat campaign yet? So yes and no. And I'll ask Michelle and Alexis as well, but I'll answer first and say I have not, now that it's been released, because I just was starting to get through the that opening adventure. Oh yes, and thank you, Dylan, in chat confirming King Ghidorah is from Godzilla. Thank you. But I was part of the playtest, and so I did get a chance to play a bunch during the playtest. So I am excited. I'm excited to get into the actual trials now that they are released to everybody. Michelle, how about you? Have you had a chance to play yet?
No, not yet.
And Alexis?
Nope, not yet. We both did a bunch of art for it, though.
Yeah.
Michelle filled in all the dragon blanks, like any that we didn't have that we needed. With Michelle.
Okay, I know a bit about this just from seeing some of the the lists of things we have to do in the background. But for our audience at home, can you explain dragon blanks to everybody? It's like missing dragons.
Pretty much. Like, I guess any dragon that we needed for Trials that had not been made for the game yet was a blank dragon, and Michelle made it.
Yeah, it was just weeks of dragons going through the list.
Weeks and weeks and weeks of dragons.
It was fun.
I was going to ask, of the ones that were the blank dragons, what was your favorite to draw?
That was a while ago now. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look at them again to remember.
That's okay. You're a little busy with teeth at the moment, so I'm not going to make you go look. But Star Chaser, I hope that answers your question, and I hope you're enjoying your first adventure into the Trials of Mount Tiamat. Storyteller Mars, this is totally not Tiamat. This is Tiawut. Okay.
Tia don't.
Tiawut. Tiawut. I'm gonna say it that way. Andro Merch, are lycanthropes a thing in D&D? Absolutely. There are multiple lycanthropes. There are werewolves, there are werebears, there are werebadgers, there are wererats, there are wereravens, and weretigers, yes. Your players can catch lycanthropy. There are ways of curing it. There are ways of working with it, depending on your game and your DM and what you want to pull out of the book. And if you have the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, they go into even more were creatures, including a Lugaroo, which is a werewolf on steroids with even more stuff going on. I happen to know a lot about a Lugaroo for a variety of reasons, one of them being that one of them showed up on Heroes of the Plains. And if you want to know more about what happened, because I'm not going to spoil anything, you should go watch our adventures through Ravenloft, because yeah, Lugaroo shows up really early. And there's a bunch of us who knew kind of what was happening, and then, because our characters wouldn't know, it was just, all right, I have to pretend I don't know what's going on. That was always fun. Oh, okay. Andrew Murch is saying that this is in relation to the sketching howl conversation. That makes a little more sense. But, hey, if you want to just ask random D&D questions, I'm all for it. Barefoot Monkey says, the lemur reminds me of Ed from The Lion King, and that's a good thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, I totally see it with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see it too. That's so good.
Yeah. I love it so much. I'm just staring into its eyes all the time now. It's amazing. And also Alexis just has all the fun feathers going on, which is such a neat thing and a different thing to see on a Tiamat.
Flip it around. Michelle's got the feathers. I've got the teeth.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. We're drawing on the opposite side just to confuse you today.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's what's going. Oh. It's been a day, everybody. It's been a good day, but it's been a long day. And now we're on different sides and everything. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like my name switched over to Michelle, so that doesn't help too.
Oh, well, there we go. I'm blaming. Well, no, I don't want to blame Magma Studios. So, for those of you who are new and wondering how is this happening, we're using a program called Magma Studios, which lets our two artists draw at the same time and lets us watch. So, all right.
I think I'm ready to roll for the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, are we ready? Wow, you got that both done super duper fast. Let's do this. Okay, so I've got Michelle doing a blue head and Alexis doing a black head. Is that correct?
Yep. Yes.
All right, so this is now monsters and adjectives.
Okay.
And that nice ASMR of rolling noises. All right.
Right.
I got 3 for Phoenix and 11 for Scared.
Okay, Alexis, you said Phoenix, a scared Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle, what'd you get?
I got 15 for Umber Hulk and a 17 for Harry.
Okay. I don't know why adding Harry onto a Tiamat is just made me laugh, but there we go. All right, so we had a leafy eagle and a lemur with teeth, and now we're gonna have a hairy umber hulk and a scared phoenix. I'm here for all of it. Oh, and the umber hulk is the blue head, and the scared phoenix is the black head. So it is a mashup of a bunch of stuff. All right, so I have to ask, now that you've gotten one head done, and we're on to the second head, this is probably a lot. Yeah, I think this is definitely a lot more direction than you've had in the last couple of shows, and where it's like, all right, you're having an adjective and a creature and a color, and it's the head that has to attach to a Tiamat. Is this harder or easier?
I think because we don't have to mash up a cute animal and a monster, it makes it a bit easier.
Yeah. And, it's just a head and a neck, so that makes it a little bit easier, too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know, because we were wondering beforehand whether this was going to be extra challenging to try to get this much done in time, or if this was just going to be a lot. So I'm happy that it's veering towards being easier rather than harder. Meanwhile, I will go back to questions. Banana Mobster wants to know, can we download the base Red Dragon image if we want to use it to make fan art?
Sure, we could probably do that.
Okay, all right.
Just put it on Twitter, maybe?
Yeah. Well, when we put it out, so usually after the show is when I compile the final creatures into a social media style graphic. But yeah, we'll add in the original Red Dragon art so that those of you at home who want to play along, you can just start adding heads. I like it. Let's see. Safe2 asks, you two obviously like to concentrate on your art, and it shows in the quality at the end. So there you go. There's a nice little compliment for you.
Thanks.
Oh, and we've got a person who came in a little late, L's Dragon Tanker. I missed it. Which head is Michelle drawing, and which head is Alexis drawing? So, to reiterate, so the Red Dragon was done ahead of time. Today, Michelle is rolling the white and the blue heads, and Alexis is rolling the green and the black head. The white head is a leafy eagle. The green head is a lemur with teeth. The blue head is that's gonna make me laugh every time. The blue head is a hairy umber hulk, and the black head is a scared phoenix. So there you go. That is the update. And for those of you who are playing along at home, I challenge you to say lemur with teeth without laughing. Try it right now in the comfort of your own home. And Rhaegar was asking the same thing. I hope that helps everybody. I feel like I should have put this up in text somewhere. Usually I change the title of the episode to be what the thing is that they've rolled, but for obvious reasons, I don't have enough room. I mean, could you imagine that title? That would be ridiculous. It would be the entire top of the screen. We've got a couple of people telling us about their experiences with their dice. Sayoria, I have one D20 that I don't use when I DM because it's always rolled really well for me, and I don't want to kill my players.
Aww.
You should check the balance on that D20. Or don't, and continue to do what you're doing. I appreciate that. I have 2 D6s. Most of the dice that I've ever purchased that I use on a regular basis, I am confident are very fair and balanced dice. But I do have 2 D6s that are stone dice that I picked up years and years and years ago when I was moving across the country. I stopped at one of the few places I stopped along the way when I was moving was this touristy place called Wall Drug that's literally in the middle of nowhere in South Dakota. Have either of you heard of Wall Drug?
No.
Okay. I had not until I moved across the country. So Wall Drug is literally a tourist spot at this point, but it started off as a little drugstore in the middle of nowhere. It is on, I think it's I-90 going across the country. And it's in that part of South Dakota, in the heartland of America, where there's just nothing for miles, and where you can drive for miles and miles and miles, and there's just nothing. And it has grown into being the most kitschy mall, I'm gonna say, like a weird indoor-outdoor mall with a cafeteria, but not like your normal mall stores. They're all tourist shop things for the middle of South Dakota, so here's the store that you can go buy, Western clothing, and here's a store for hats, and here's a store for, it's all touristy stuff. There's motorcycle things and all sorts of stuff. And there was a store in there that was buy rocks. Come buy rocks. But they had, amongst all of the other, here's a geode, and here's some stones you could use for worry stones and things like that, they had D6s that were made out of some of the rock nearby. And they were like $3 or $4 each, and they're big chunky boys. Nice. And I knew I was going to be playing some D&D, and so I'm like, I'll buy 2 of these. This will be fun. They're gorgeous and wonderful. I'm pretty sure they are not balanced. I'm pretty sure whoever was making those D6s just had a bunch of stone and just made them square, but didn't try to balance them in any way, shape, or form. And I was using them when I was playing 4th edition as a cleric, because you would roll D6s a lot. And it was very obvious that these were weighted poorly, but in the sense that they were always rolling very well for me. So it took me a while to give up rolling those dice, but eventually I'm like, this is not fair. I shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, on a regular basis, those things would roll 4, 5s, and 6s. And I could almost see, on one of them, it was super bad. You could almost watch it just do that extra little movement of I'm heavier on this side, ka-chunk. But the reason Wall Drug is a known thing is if you are traveling across country on that road, there starts to be signs for Wall Drug literally 500-600 miles. I remember leaving Chicago, and not long after leaving Chicago, Illinois, there were signs, come visit Wall Drug, 525 miles. And it's like, what is this place that is advertising to me, and I'm not going to be there for another, day?
And I guess by the time you get there, you're, really, really curious about what it is.
Yeah.
That is 100% what happened to me. It is 100% after, literally a day and a half of seeing signs every 30, 40, 50 miles. And some of them were just that. It was just come to Wall Drug, 400 miles. And then they would get a little more kitschy and just hey, look at the giant dinosaur at Wall Drug, 200 miles. And you're like, giant dinosaur? What? What? And I remember stopping for the night before I was going to reach Wall Drug. And I'd called my parents to do a check-in because they wanted to know I was safely coming across the country. And I told them, I'm like, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm supposed to hit this place called Wall Drug, and I think I'm going to stop because this is really weird. And they got super excited because they'd watched an entire documentary about the thing. And they're like, you have to stop. You have to go to Wall Drug. There you go. That is my Wall Drug story. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming to my Wall Drug TED Talk. Go Player 7 says there's a 9,333 mile to Wall Drug sign at the South Pole. It would not surprise me if that's true. 100%. All right, so now that I have talked for quite a while, I will ask Michelle, Alexis, have either of you done a cross-country trip in a car before?
The furthest, oh no. Yeah, I guess the furthest I've gone is Calgary from Victoria. That's
far.
Or we drove down to California once too. So not really cross country, but
that's across a country.
Yeah.
Down, yeah.
Where in California, do you remember?
We ended up going to Disneyland and into Nevada and Grand Canyon and all that kind of stuff. Las Vegas. all around there.
I mean, that's a significant drive, especially from Victoria. That is almost all the way down I mean, you did the north-south across country, and then over the mountains into Nevada and into and all of that. So that's a significant drive. So
Yeah, definitely.
It's very pretty, though.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Alexis?
Yeah, we've for driving mostly just like into Alberta and down into like Washington is probably the farthest. But yeah, if flown across Canada, not all the way, but yeah.
Driving cross country is it's not an experience for everybody, and I'm not even really gonna say like, oh, you have to do it or it's a great thing. Like, I've done it a bunch and I've enjoyed it every time, but it definitely has downsides. And there were a couple of times where if someone had given me the money to get on a plane, I certainly would have rather have taken the plane. But yeah, I've definitely I've been lucky enough to be able to see huge swaths of America, thanks to doing those trips, both north and south. So it was I mean, the move I kind of had to drive because I had my entire life in the back of the car, but there were a couple of times where I'm like, well, I need to get from Buffalo to San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con, and everything else is paid for except how I get there, and I can't afford the plane trip, but this friend of mine says that if I help them drive across the country, that they'll pay for half the gas. And I'm like, well, that's how I'm getting there then, so you do what you gotta do. But it's definitely pretty. All right, back to questions from chat. Thank you, chat, for listening to my story. Nefzer says road trips are special just for exactly those ups and downs and not knowing which or what will be. That is true. And I've definitely had a lot of good experience on road trips. A couple bad. A couple scary. Certainly there's been one or two times in where when people ask, like, what was the scariest moment of your life? 2 of them were on road trips. I'll talk about those at a different time. Let's see. All right, Blue Octopus 210. Has anyone mentioned the Framped energy from Dark Souls for those teeth? Ooh. I didn't think about that, but yeah. Wow, I've only ever played the first Dark Souls, but you're absolutely right. Like, if I remember correctly, Framped is the snake creature that comes out that's just, it kind of looks like a little bit of a sock puppet, but it's got the big head with the floppy ears, and yeah, it's got human teeth. It's a very disturbing creature, but it's a helpful creature, which there aren't that many in Dark Souls. Banana Mobster just says, where flumps?
Flumps.
I mean, flumps don't have mouths, so I don't know how they would infect you with were-flump lycanthropy, but now I'm tempted to figure it out. Yeah. Claudel GFX asks, random D&D question. Welcome. Whose voice is it that's chuckling cheekily with you? It's so soothing. Well, I can't tell you specifically, but we do have both Michelle and Alexis with us, and if you watch the closed captioning, you can see who is talking because it lists their name, unless it's me and it just says you. So,
yeah, I don't know if it closed captions giggling though.
Probably not. It probably can't quite do the. I feel like it hasn't yet gotten to those points in where it could be descriptive about what is happening. Like, Michelle giggles. That's a little out of its purview. Storyteller Mars says, is the phoenix head going to be scared of the lemur head?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna make his eyes looking up now.
I mean, if you had those chompers coming at you, you'd be a little concerned, for certain.
For sure.
Oh, jeez. Trevor wants to know, I hear you need some tweeting done. Did I miss something on Twitter? I have no time to go look at Twitter at the moment. If you are referencing something else, I'm failing miserably. Synesthesia. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to get this right. Synesthesia. I think I got that right. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Please let me know how I can better pronounce your name. Did you take a picture with the giant dinosaur? I did not. I let myself stop and enjoy lunch there, and the giant dinosaur was a T-Rex, if I remember correctly, but like a really basic, just big green T-Rex. And it wasn't right next to Wall Drug. It was like on the highway exit leading to it. So you had to kind of do a little bit of a walk. And I had only really budgeted like a half hour, 45 minutes for like stopping and seeing this place that I'd heard about. So I did not get a picture with the giant dinosaur. But yeah, I would have definitely if it had been right there, because why not? Giant dinosaur. Oh, Trevor for the, he's asking about for tweeting for the base dragon. Thank you.
Yes.
This is what I get for reading questions that came in a while ago and not knowing the context. That's my fault. But yes, Trevor, thank you. We will get your help after the show with sending out tweets. Storyteller Mars, is that a luscious mane on the Umber Hulk head?
It is. Just gotta continue drawing it. Roughed it out.
I love that luscious mane. I'm looking forward to when Tiamat has to dive under the water and comes up and the Umber Hulk head does that hair swish that you always see in movies. Let me just dry my hair off. Yeah, between the Umber Hulk and the lemur, there's a lot of fur going on, and this is going to be a Tiamat that's going to shake the water off, and everybody's going to get wet. It's going to do water damage. Star Chaser 43, anyone remember the "Where the heck is Wall Drug" bumper stickers? I don't. It wouldn't surprise. I totally think I totally believe you that that's a thing. I don't know if I ever saw them. I might have bought one if I saw one while I was there, but I don't remember seeing one. But yeah, that sounds like a thing that people all over the world would have. Where the heck is Wall Drug? Oh, the Trevor says, I once drove from Jacksonville, Florida to San Diego, California. That's about as far cross country in America as you can get for sure. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long time. I've done the east to west twice, and I've done the north to south on the East Coast a couple times. Half the time because I had to, and half the time because I wanted to. Storyteller Mars says, with the addition of the remaining heads, this is quickly gone from Tiawut to Tiawut. I mean, this is amazing. I'm sorry, it's just amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. This is the absolute best way we could have celebrated the launch of Trials of Tiamat. Hands down. I'm not even saying that as a joke. I think this is amazing. And I can't wait for the day that we convince the team to replace the Tiamat that's in the game with this version. The alternate reality version.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing. Oh, yes. For those of you who are joining us and wondering about this, since we are getting actually towards the end of the show already, let me make sure you get a chance to grab Deacon. Let me show off Worm Speaker Deacon one more time before the end of the show. Make sure you grab Worm Speaker Deacon and the Deacon 3 gold chests. And make sure you follow us on social media if you would like to see more of this amazing creature and get a the version that is just the base dragon, the red dragon, for your own, to add your own heads. And then when you do add your own heads, make sure you tag us on the appropriate social media or post it in the Discord. We have a channel that is specifically for art in the Discord. Definitely post it there. Let us know. And yeah, I'm curious if anyone draws along if they use the same adjectives and creatures that we used, or if they do. If you would like to use your own rolling and roll on your own table, here you go. There's the list. Please enjoy. And let's go back to the questions. Oh, geez. Vincent Venom. This creature would be perfect for Ashara's bonds. It's got everything. I love the idea that this is our new patron. There we go. This is... We're fighting Tiamat. This is... What was that? Tia Magnificent.
Yeah. Or Tiawut.
Tiawut. Treason007 says, could we possibly see some negative drawings in the future? Negative? I'm curious. Are you talking about, like, artistically, like when you take a photo and you give the photo negative? Or are you talking, like, angry, bad? I'm curious. It's Star Chaser 43. I'm waiting to hear if the Phoenix head looks like Orkira's god or not. Maybe we'll never know. No. No.
Very definitive. Like, nope.
Hold on a second. Let me ask Orkira. Orkira, does this look like your god's head? No. Nope. Nope. There you go. Now you know for sure. Also, I'm pretty sure that her god has zero to do with Tiamat, considering she is not a fan of dragons in general and evil ones in specific. So, nope. Sardaros asks, what's the program you're using for closed captions? So we just have Google Meets going on right now. I've been experimenting with a couple of other options, and for the moment, Google Meets, the Google Captions are the cleanest I've found. So that's what we've been using. So I basically just screen grab the captions from our Google Meet Hangout and puts all the captions right there. And Google does a pretty good job. And what I like about it is the how clearly it delineates between when the three of us talk. And I left a nice big open spot for Michelle or Alexis to say something.
Oh, whoops.
Hi. Concentrating too much.
Sorry. Yeah, I should have been more explicit in what I was doing, but I actually liked that. That was funny. So yes, you can clearly see when two different people are talking and who is doing the talking, and it tends to get a lot of naming stuff correctly. Things that I never think it would actually get, especially when we get into D&D words. So I've been pretty impressed. See, it actually got D&D, which some others do not. But I'm not. There are some issues, and I'm trying to find better options. The problem with these captions is you do have to do them here, and there's no way to adjust them for everybody. So I'm working on other things. Xavier Keith says, the scared head looks like someone doused it in oil and lit it on fire, hence the scared. And the Ed head is just laughing itself silly at the sight of it. I mean, that's an interpretation that is not incorrect.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I mean, definitely now that the Phoenix head is looking up at the other head like, oh.
Like, why did you do that to me?
The lurking writer says that Umber Hulk is giving off I'm worth it vibes. Yes, you are. Absolutely.
It looks like a little bit sleepy because of the pupils, just sultry eyes, hair blowing in the wind. It's so funny. I love it.
I just got out of bed. Hi. I love this so much. Edlad says, speaking of luscious manes, have you seen Worm Speaker Averin? You know, it's Averin. Once you've seen one Averin, you've seen them all, which I say just to summon Todd into this chat. Also, speaking of chat, we're going to be starting a raffle. If you would like to participate in our raffle, definitely take a look at chat, because momentarily the raffle will be starting, and one of the reasons that I'm announcing it here is because we're trying to run our raffles quickly to try to avoid losing out on people who have like stepped away or things. So if you would like a chance to win 4 Idle Champions D6 dice, which are perfectly weighted, unlike my dice that I bought at Wild Drug, please come to chat and type in Tiawut. That is the code to enter our giveaway to win a set of D6s from Idle Champions that have the little iris on them, and they're adorable. So thank you, Martin, for running that in chat. Keep an eye on chat after you enter so that if you win, we can contact you to get your information to send you your dice. So don't just type Tiawut in chat and then walk away. Stick around. Meanwhile, Bavarian asks an adjective suggested of bearded, which I know has been suggested before, and I think is on the table. Yep,
I think it is on the table, yeah.
Number 3 on adjectives, bearded is right there. So excellent suggestion, obviously. It is there. Trevor says, I would love Luke to do a webcomic about this creature. I don't know if we could add anything more to this creature. Like, how do you even begin to Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I think this creature is a Michelangelo of epicness, and it should just be framed as is. There you go. I'm calling it. Let's see. Crazy Matt Captain says, negative meaning black background and draw with white.
Oh.
Interesting. Would that be something either of you would be interested in doing?
It would be an experiment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
May or may not turn out, but it could be fun to try.
Depends if it was like just silhouettes, or would it be like... No, I guess if it's like different shades of gray on black.
Maybe. We definitely... I don't know. I don't know. It could be cool, but I could... Even with my incredibly limited art knowledge, I could understand how that would be a challenge, but it would definitely be an interesting thing to watch. I would want to call it something other than negative. We'd have to come up with a better term for it, but I like the idea.
Colors are so fun, though.
That's true. Well, and maybe... I know neon is on the adjective list. Maybe we do the black background when you're doing neon so it pops even more.
That's a good idea.
I don't know if you'd want to draw on the black, but maybe that's the idea afterwards, that the background is just black.
Yeah.
A couple more questions here before we call it a day and just sit in awe of this creature. Robefu wants to know, to the artists, are you using pens or your mouse?
Pens, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to draw like this with the mouse.
No, not at all.
I know we've got a lot of new people in chat, and while you've answered this question before, it's always good for those new people. What is the tablets and pens that you are using?
It's a Wacom Cintiq with a stylus.
Yep, and same with me.
Yeah, the captions. I just talked at length about how I was very impressed with the captions.
Let's see, Wacom Cintiq. Is that what I had problems with?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's better. Wacom's Antique is better, but Wacom Cintiq. Nope. Oh, wait, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what that first... As soon as you said it, I looked down at the captions. I'm like, I wonder what it's going to do with that, because that's an interesting word. And nope, it failed miserably the first time in a very hilarious way. All right. Well, that was That was amazing. Garwar says, in my one art class, we took a charcoaled page and erased it to create an image from the white lines and shades of gray. I did a candle and it looked pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. Charcoal page and erased it. That does kind of sound cool. Or maybe that's just a lot of extra work. I don't know.
I remember doing that kind of thing too, like negative space drawings. Yeah.
Well, in these last few minutes, before we go, and stick around, because while this is the end of today's Tiamat spectacular Trials of Tiamat Day of Streaming Funness 2.0, I don't know, we will be raiding Penny Arcade because the C Team is back. And so join us as we all come on over to the C Team and say hi to that lovely crew of people. Also, I will one more time put up for everybody, Deacon. Hey, Deacon. Definitely get yourself a Worm Speaker Deacon. You have a couple days to put in that code, but, unlock him right away. He's lots of fun. Definitely join us tomorrow. There's even more stuff coming up, special streams as well as the regular suite of streams. Let us know in any of our social media how much fun you are having with the Trials of Tiamat. And if you do have any questions or if you're looking for people to play with, come to our Discord. The Discord is a fantastic way to get help from our wonderful community, to find people to play with, and to post your art if you've drawn along with us. And if you just have your own art, we have people posting all the time. You can also post your pictures of minis that you've painted in our Paint and Slay channel, because we've started up a mini painting stream. That's right, we're doing all the art, it's great. And for those that want to see more fantastic art, Michelle, where can we find more of your fantastic art on the internet?
On Instagram at Michelle Papadopoulos and Twitter at Art of Michelle.
And Alexis, how about you? Where's more of your fantastic art on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at Alexis Theroux and on Instagram at alexis.theroux.
And you can't find any of my excellent art on the internet because I don't do art. But you can see music and other random things on the Twitters at Oboloren. And here we are. I love that you added the he over to the I just saw that now. That is amazing. Thank you to everyone in chat for joining us for this Scales and Tales week of the Sketching Hour. Thank you to Martin for being an amazing moderator and producer. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for allowing us to do this. You're welcome, and we're sorry. And as I said, stick around. We're going to be raiding the C Team and showing them lots of love. So we will see you next encounter. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.